qualified hero.
So we're back again with another episode. Today we're doing episode 5, season 2. Again, my name is Messi Morales, and this is
You're unqualified heroes. I'm your co-host Daniel Perez. So, what we got today, Messi?
So today we're going to continue where we left off 2 weeks ago with the continuing of ranking each phase and each project on between. So today we got phase 2. So it's gonna another 6 projects, and then we're gonna go from least favorite to most favorite, and then we're gonna rank the whole phase in general. So I got a list here of all the 6 projects. Again, if you do not know what projects they are, we got you. Starting it off, Iron Man 3. Second, Thor: Dark World. Third, Captain America: the Winter Soldier. I almost skipped the winter part. Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers: Age of Ultron, and the last movie to cap it off, Ant-Man.
That's right. That's right. So it's another 6 projects. Back in the day when only 6 projects came out in a phase. So 6 projects for phase 1 and phase 2. I mean, some people say this is the worst phase of the 3 in the MCU. Personally, I like this phase. I like this phase more than phase 1. That's just me. They say this is the worst one, but I like phase 2. So
there's more bangers on this one than
exactly. There's more bangers. They only I think there was only 2 legit bangers in the last one, and some people still don't even say. I don't know. Point is, we're talking about phase 2. We're not talking about phase 1. So phase 2, we're gonna go with our from least to greatest, like Messi said. I think this one's obvious. There's not much to talk about this one, but we'll go ahead and say it. My number 6 at least is Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, same here. Yes,
there's not much to say about it. It was bad.
Yeah,
it was just bad.
Yeah,
like I said, I had Thor higher ranking than Messi did in the last in phase 1. I like Thor 1. I know that there's some other people out there that like Thor 1, but they just it took a drop.
It
took a
went
drop.
down.
I think it's arguably, well, I wouldn't even say arguably, it's possibly the worst MCU project of movies that's ever come out.
I don't know. I think Love and Thunder is pretty down there too.
I'm talking about 1 through 3, but even with Love and Thunder, I think Love and Thunder is better.
I don't know. I think the Dark World is more rewatchable. I've seen the Dark World a lot more times.
Oh, no.
The Love and Thunder, I've seen it one time, and I will not sit down again to rewatch it again.
I saw it twice, and let me just say, you should not rewatch it again.
The second time was worse.
Your opinion of that movie will only drop significantly. You will want to gouge your eyes out with a fork and be embarrassed that this was even made, that this was, I mean, when it came out, we weren't saying that this was like an amazing movie, but we were giving it some pretty like, hey, this is a good movie. Like, it had its ups and downs, but this was a good movie. That was 100% recency bias. If I could go back in time, I'll do a Deadpool and just stab myself and be like, yo, that's not right. But it's not a good movie. It was so bad. Maybe it is. Maybe Thor 2 is rewatchable. I don't know. But Thor 4, not good. Thor 2, just as bad.
Yeah.
And possibly worse. So there's not much to say about it.
There's some good things about this one.
The Infinity Stone. That's it.
Yeah. We got introduced to the Infinity Stone. We got to see Loki die again for the second time.
For the second time.
What else happened on this one?
We got a scene that was in Endgame. So, well, not a scene, but like a part of the movie that they go back to in Endgame. Kind of. Where they have to reach. Yeah, where Thor and Rocket go back to get the Infinity Stone from her.
The Collector got introduced on this one.
I guess that's true too. Did
Like
he?
yeah, so yeah, because at the very that's the end
Post credit
credit
scene?
scene.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
yeah. So there, yeah, the movie's bad, but it set up more stuff for the future than what it's supposed to do. Yes, it had a villain that we don't talk about no more because it's just literally for that movie. The love story between Thor and Jane was whatever because after that apparently they broke up and apparently they made up again on the fourth one. Um, so like yeah, so that's the least one. Oh, I
Yeah.
know what happens.
As he was saying, that there is some good part, or it has some parts that set up. I wouldn't say there's good parts, but it has parts that set up the future. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But besides that, that's about it. My number 5 project is Iron Man 3. Before I get into that, what's your number 5?
Yeah, I agree with Iron Man 3. There you go. God,
Okay,
let there be light.
there you
There
go.
you go.
Finally,
Yeah, Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 is my also my number 5. There, out of there's better projects out there.
there's better projects out there, but the thing is, I actually enjoyed Iron Man 3. I'd say probably more than most people. It was a big tease. We thought Mandarin was coming. Mandarin was not coming. You have to wait till Shang-Chi for that. Mandarin in the comics is like low-key OP. I'm pretty sure he had the Infinity Gauntlet at some point in the comics. But Iron Man 3 wasn't that bad. We had some good parts. Iron Man, obviously, every trilogy, someone loses something. He basically lost everything. He destroyed all his suits, threw his arc reactor in the water.
Yeah.
We thought this was the end. Was not the end. But it was cool. We got to see Pepper Potts, more of that relationship,
Yep.
which ultimately, makes the end scene of Endgame more
Even better. Yeah.
even better. So more Iron Man movies, better relationship. Did he? No, he did not propose, but
No.
they were together at that point and
Yeah.
stuff. So it was cool. We saw the kid who also shows up in Endgame. I thought that was I liked that storyline with the kid. I don't know. I mean, it was only during the middle of the movie, then he left the kid. But I liked the storyline. I thought it was cool, kind of seeing more of a not a father figure, but I guess kind of like a little father figure.
Yeah.
You
Like a
saw
little
you saw
father
their
figure,
little
yeah.
dynamic, and at the end, it was cool. He gave him like all this tech. He was
Yeah.
like, "Oh," he opened the garage and all this tech was there. Bro, if I was that kid, I was like, "Damn, I just got all this tech." Like, I would have been so happy. But I thought it was a good movie. There's better projects out there.
Yeah. Yeah. So this, like Daniel said, this was the conclusion to his arc. I don't know if we're gonna call it because he continues being Iron Man for the rest of the MCU until Endgame. Um, but yeah, I agree. Out of the 3 Iron Man movies, this is my second one. So it goes
Yeah,
first, 3, and 2. Um, Pepper Potts. Like the first time we saw her wearing a suit was in this one when she was
true.
trying to rescue um, Iron Man, Tony Stark, when he goes, "Oh, this is my address. Come and get me." And then we see all this bombs going to it, and then we saw the Iron Patriot
Yeah.
on this one. Um, they teased it. They didn't do anything with it again. I don't think they will ever do that again.
No,
Um, what else happened? Like, anything major on this movie happened?
we got the Mandarin cheese.
Oh yeah, So they did the Ralph Boner.
They did the
Uh,
Raph Boner,
on this
the
movie,
OG Raph Boner.
the original Ralph Boner. He goes, "Yeah, I'm just an actor." And I just, dude, I was like so disappointed. We're like, bro, come
It was a
on.
funny scene. It's
It
a
was,
funny scene, but looking back, because you already know, but it's still
yeah,
disappointing. The thing is, that first half of the movie, honestly,
it was
was
good.
really good. I
It was really
really
good.
loved that first half of the movie, and then it went downhill.
Yeah,
But
I
that
like
was a
the
strong first half.
yeah, I like the final battle when all the suits come
That
in,
was cool too. That was cool.
and then when they're done, you see like all the suits just blow up.
It
Like,
was cool seeing Iron Man go from like suit to suit.
yeah,
He was like in at least like 5 different suits at the end. He was like, "Phew," and then, "Phew," and then he was like in another suit. That was cool. Just as a nerd, superhero nerd, seeing all these different suits and they're like different abilities. One is like super strong and slow, and that was just
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that was Iron Man 3 for you.
That's Iron Man 3. My number 4, I don't know about
All
you,
right, all right,
is
all right. This is when it gets interesting now.
okay,
All
okay.
right.
My number 4 is Ant-Man.
Okay.
What's your number 4?
I guess this is not that interesting yet. It's
Is
the
that
top.
it will be in
The
the
top three. The
top
top
3.
three.
My number okay, so your number 4 is
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. Yeah.
Honestly, I really enjoy this movie. The stakes are low. Let me tell you, this is just a fun movie to watch, popcorn
Yep.
movie. And they admit that. The directors even said, our first 2 movies were popcorn movies. We didn't want to make that third movie. We wanted the stakes high. Like the director literally said, he talked to Kevin Feige and he wanted Ant-Man 3 to have high stakes. And look at it. Look at us now. Now we got him introducing Kang. So,
Yep.
but the first movie, just so good. All the characters, the dynamic, the humor, it landed. Let me tell you,
Yep.
Marvel doesn't always land their humor, but
Nope.
it landed in Ant-Man 1. I just had a blast. I actually just recently rewatched it, obviously, because Ant-Man, well, I wouldn't say obviously, but Ant-Man 3 is coming up, so I wanted to rewatch the Ant-Man movies, and I just love Ant-Man 1. But it's just good. Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, oh my gosh, what's his name? The really funny guy.
Luis.
Luis.
Yeah.
Love Luis. I don't know if he's in the third one. I'll be really sad if he's not.
I hope he
But
is. I think
I
he,
know
like in the beginning, probably he is before they go to the main plot.
well, yeah, before they go to the quantum realm, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Because he's not gonna be down there.
Yeah.
So
If
I
he
hope
does go
he's
down there, that'll be funny.
I hope he's there. But yeah, Ant-Man 1, it was just a good, funny movie. And I guess maybe there was some future stakes because we might see Darren Cross as MODOK. We'll see.
Yeah, so we got introduced to Darren Cross. We got introduced to Hank Pym, the original
The original
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, the comics.
Yeah, so we
Ant-Man.
got Hope as well on this movie. That she later on becomes the Wasp. Again, the comedy on this movie was top tier. Like this movie literally took a whole turn in all the other MCU movies. Like if you notice, like all the other MCU movies are like serious or
Yeah,
like
this is the first like comedic movie.
like 100% comedy movie. Yeah, Tony Stark is funny. Don't get me wrong, but those movies were not comedy movies.
Well, actually, that's not true because this came out after Guardians.
Yeah,
Guardians came out in
this,
2014. This is
okay,
the second comedic movie.
I don't consider Guardians of the Galaxy a comedy though. Even though it's funny, I don't consider it a comedy. Even this is the last one of the phase, but I don't know. Okay, oh yeah, okay. I guess this you could say this is the second comedy one. But
The point is,
the
it's a
first
comedy
one.
movie.
Yeah. Luis killed it with his true serum scene. That he was repeating everything on his point of view, and then he just talked with the characters. Is like we have to see a whole phase 1 to phase 4. I mean phase 3 of his point of view.
Of him, yes.
Like
We need to see
everything,
Infinity War Endgame reenactment.
bro. Just him talking. Make that a series. Like each phase is one episode on Disney Plus. Disney Plus, I'm giving you content.
Shorts. Like instead of Groot, we got Luis.
Yep, Luis talking about
Talking
the
about
MC,
stuff.
bro. Come on, these Disney. We're giving you
that's
content.
Free money.
Free content right here. All right, yeah. Top 3.
Top 3. All right. Here's where it's gonna get a little spicy. Bro, we're about to get canceled right here. All right. All right. I'm sorry, guys. Superhero comedy world, not comedy world, superhero comic book world. I know I'm wrong for this, but this is my personal opinion. And according to America, my truth is the truth. So we all have our own truth. My truth is Captain America, the Winter Soldier is number 3. I said what I said.
Out of that whole
You're just gonna have to deal with it.
Out of that whole phase, the first MCU movie who does not feel like an MCU movie because of how the action is different from the rest of the movie. Plus, we got introduced to Anthony and Joe Russo, the directors of the Infinity War, Civil War, Endgame, like the three biggest movies of the whole MCU. And you're saying Captain America, the Winter Soldier, is number 3
Okay,
on Phase 2. Okay, give me your reason why.
look, I said it once, I'll say it again. I love team up movies.
Oh my
I
god,
love team up movies. And look, this was everyone. Look, movie wise, we're talking about straight up movie wise. I already know this is a top 3 Marvel movie of all the phases of 1 through 4. This is a top 3 Marvel movie. Some might even call it the top Marvel movie. But for my viewing experience, what movie would I rewatch more and just love more? I have 2 other ones that are higher that I would just watch better. So I'm sorry, people, but Winter Soldier, look, it was a top
bro.
tier movie. It's a top tier movie. The
There's
hand to hand combat is
so many,
unbelievable. I mean, you
so
see,
many iconic scenes.
there's that one scene with the sword where they have the pocket knife.
Yeah, with Bucky and
Oh my
him.
gosh,
Yeah,
beautiful scene. One of the best scenes of all of Marvel. Like as far as fighting, one of
bro,
the best scenes, probably the best hand to hand combat scene
bro.
ever. But look,
Elevator scene, bro. The elevator scene by itself.
it
It's on the
has it's
movie,
a such a good movie, but
bro.
I can't rank it higher because I I just love other movies more. But I know as a movie, it's the best, probably the best movie in this phase, and probably in the best movie in a lot of the phases. But I just have to. I know it's a good movie. Also, the villain, with the guy in the screen, I forgot his name.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But that guy, I don't know. I wasn't really about it.
I
That
mean,
like certain scene.
he wasn't the main villain. Hydra was. And then Hydra has obviously like little things of
Yeah.
multiple villains. So that he got Bucky as a villain. We had the robot guy as a villain. Um, we got introduced to a lot of characters on this movie. We got Sharon Carter. We got Bucky, like not Bucky, but like I said, Bucky as a Winter
Right.
Soldier. Like, dude, that scene when we see him running on the roof and then he turns around and grabs his shield with his hand,
Oh
like,
yeah, that was
bro,
cool.
that's so cool.
It's such a good movie. I loved
It's
it. Look, I love my top 3 movies. I love all of them. It's not that I don't love Winter Soldier. I love
bro.
Winter Soldier. It's just it has such good content. But also, I saw this picture on Instagram, and they were saying like, "Oh, Marvel fans are complaining that there's too many like characters in one project or whatever, like introducing too many people in one project." And then they're like, "But what about Winter Soldier, where they introduced all these people and all these villains in literally one project?" So, and they did it good. So stop hating.
And
People
also,
out there.
the final scene between Captain America and the Winter Soldier on the hell carrier that was literally name dropping every future superhero. Like they literally give us the biggest Easter egg right there, dropping Doctor Strange coming up soon. Going to Tony Stark, Bruce, like a bunch of characters that we will see eventually on the MCU that we obviously got to see now. But like, this is a great movie.
It is. It is. But also, I wasn't the biggest fan of Hydra as the main villain.
I mean, that's mostly the Captain America's villain people. Like Hydra is like
Yeah. Look, I love the
the
Winter
thing.
Soldier, but like the Hydra people, and then the guy, the main guy, Nick Fury's old friend, ex friend. I wasn't really a
Pierce.
big fan of him. Pierce.
Yeah, Pierce.
I don't know. It was a good movie. I just
Bro.
have certain gripes with it.
Sam Wilson got introduced in this movie. Like the Falcon, the new Captain America. There's a new movie coming up for just for him. Natasha, she was just amazing on this movie.
All right, cancel me. Whatever. Suck my. It is what it is. I knew it was controversial. I just gotta say it. So it's just my truth.
Okay, it's your truth.
What's your number three?
My number three, Age of Ultron. Is my number three. Yeah, Age of Ultron is my number three. It's the least Avengers movie out of the four for now, because obviously there's more Avengers movies coming out. But the reason why this one is my least favorite, because the other two are much better than this one. Like, there's no competition. Captain America is like top tier like movie. But the movie is great though. I don't know why it got so much hate when it came out, but it's one of the most rewatchable movies of like all the bad ones that there is. Wanda got introduced. Pietro got introduced. Hawkeye came back and actually was good on this movie. Like Hawkeye got the best line.
Hawkeye got screen time.
He got the I don't know if he got the most screen time, but he got the best lines through the whole movie. Like every time he talked, you felt inspirational. Like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna take down these bad people.
Yeah.
Vision got introduced for the first time. Ultron was a badass as a villain. Like I do hope he comes back and actually like continues his villain, because Ultron is just not like a villain that we see for one movie. Like Ultron is like he has to come back.
There's rumors he will. So.
I cannot wait. He was just awesome on this movie, and the voice actor for him.
The voice actor, bro. The voice actor was nuts,
dude. When I found out that the actor is on The Office, like I was like, no, he's not. And then after that, every time I saw The Office again, I see him. It's like I cannot stop.
You just hear his voice. Is
all I see is Ultron. I was like, bro, why is Ultron here? And then we see Heimdall on The Office. So it's like the whole MCU cast is here. Like what? But yeah, Age of Ultron
and John Krasinski.
Yeah, John Krasinski.
Bro, they just be picking apart. You're just gonna see Steve Carell on the next MCU project.
That would be cool to see him there. But yeah, Age of Ultron was good. What else got introduced to this movie? We got more people hating on the Avengers because just this literally they destroy cities and then don't pick it up, and people hate on them. That's what happened on Civil War, because Simo just said that y'all want to destroy cities and not clean up. I'm gonna go after y'all.
We got what was it? You saw Cap almost lift the Mjolnir.
Oh yes, the first tease, the very, very first tease of Captain America lifting up the Thor hammer, which paid off in Endgame, bro.
Paid off,
dude. See, I will pay any amount of money to go rewatch that scene for the very first time, of having no memory of ever watching it. Like it was incredible just watching him beat up Thanos with the hammer. It was just so good.
So good. It was so good. And it was just so good. I didn't see it coming. I heard rumors that it might happen, but at least when that scene came, I didn't see it coming. I was like,
yeah. My whole life just like flashed before my eyes. When
I legit thought Thor was gonna die, and I saw the thing going, and I was like, "Oh, he's calling the hammer. Maybe he might survive." But bro, what? Because like you saw, like it pierced some of his armor, like the axe, the sword that he had, and I was like, "Oh, he's dead. This is the end. Bye, Thor." But like maybe his hammer tries to save him or something. But bro, then I went to Cap. I was like, "Oh my god." All right, that's phase 3. So we're not there yet.
You're not there yet.
But it had the tease. Like Messi was saying, it had the tease, paid off. We love payoffs. But yeah. My number 2. My number two is Guardians of the Galaxy. the first comedic movie MCU has ever made. So let me tell you, James Gunn. If you're a James Gunn hater, uh, rewatch Guardians, and then you won't be a good James Gunn hater. So James Gunn, wow, you did. This is the first time he did it, because then he did it in the Suicide Squad. But the first time he did it, just taking a group of people nobody knows about unless you're a super comic nerd, and made everyone love him. The family dynamic, everybody loves them. Now everyone's about to cry in Guardians 3 because
Yep.
we're not emotionally ready. We fell in love with the raccoon. We fell in love with a tree. We fell in love with a green woman. Bro, what? Guardians James Gunn just did it amazing. And obviously the biggest thing, the biggest talking point, the soundtrack. Bro, the soundtrack is just top tier. And I hear it played when I was in college, and our teachers would play like background music. They would play the Guardians soundtrack. I'd ask them, like, because I'm a nerd. Like, yo, is this a Guardians soundtrack? They're like, yeah, it's a good soundtrack. I'm like, damn. even teachers be listening to that. Like, it's everyone loves it. Who doesn't love it? If you don't
Guardians,
love it,
yeah,
you're weird.
yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy is a top tier movie. The first movie, James Gunn took his characters no one really was interested in, and then he's, like you said, Guardians of the Galaxy coming on May. No one is emotionally ready for whatever's gonna happen. The song that he dropped that's gonna be part of the movie, I have it on repeat, and it's so sad and so
It's deep. You just hear it
it's,
the first time, you're like, this kind of like a sad song, but it fits the trailer. Then Messi called me one day. He's like, dude, this song is deep. I was
yeah.
like, well, he's like, I've been listening to it on repeat. I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's a very good song. Yeah. But yeah, okay.
Number two.
That's your number two, right?
That's my number two.
My number two is Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
And we're canceled.
And yeah,
None of us
yeah,
had it in our number one.
it is not. Personally, it's not my out of Phase Two. It's not my number one, even though probably it's probably my number one. I think it's my number one
I'm
for
pretty
the
sure
last,
you made it your number
yeah,
one MCU movie.
for MCU movie back in the day, like a couple months ago. But like I said, I rewatch the MCU probably like probably like twice every year. So like the time that I've seen it, it's an awesome movie. I cannot complain. I don't think there's any wrongs with this movie. It is 100% an MCU movie, but it's 100% not an MCU movie.
Yep.
Like the head to hand combat, the acting, the Samuel Jackson almost cussing everybody out when his SUV almost like didn't want to die. Like that whole scene with the SUV
I
thing,
forgot about the SUV scene. That was a
bro.
good scene.
That's in that OP scene, like this elevator scene. Like we almost saw that again on Endgame, but he said no. He goes Hail Hydra because he wanted to whoop some ass
He
for the
would have
second
kicked some
time,
ass, bro.
bro. But like, and then
Kevin Feige
Bucky,
literally saw this movie. Was like, damn, I need these people writing Infinity War.
literally, bro, literally, and then bro, Bucky Barnes coming back again with a freaking long majestic hair, his freaking mask, his metal arm,
Which we
coming
did
all
not see
badass.
coming
We did
until
not see,
possibly the trailer.
yeah, like first time we see like close to him when he throws his shield, we see Bucky grabbing it with his hand. Like I think Bucky was a better super soldier than Captain Carter on Doctor Strange because she couldn't grab it. She got split in half.
Damn.
So like
Bucky would have caught it.
Bucky would have caught it, even though she wanted through like max speed probably, but that's not the point.
Yeah, but he's got vibranium arm.
Not yet. No, yeah, there was just
I
I
guess that's
think,
true.
but I
It's
think
just
at
a
that
metal arm
yeah, at that time it was just a middle arm. Later on, he gets the permanence after
in
after
Black
Civil
Panther.
War. Yeah,
In
after
Black Panther
Civil War.
post credit scene.
Yeah. Um, what else happened? Like this we got introduced to the actual character that I think Anthony, one of the brothers, I forgot which one is which. Anthony plays a character on the movie. Like I
I think
completely
that's
forgot.
Joe because he also did it in Endgame. He's like
Yeah,
he just appear. He just makes himself appear in the movies.
yeah.
Yeah, that was Joe.
Okay, so Joe Russo, he played a character in the movie, like for the like the director playing a character. Like the first time we see that on the MCU, other than cameos from Stan Lee, like
Yeah.
we don't. Uh, the movie's great. I have literally no complaints. It's just,
Do you remember what the post credit scene was for Winter Soldier? Oh, that was when they introduced Wanda and
oh
Pietro
yeah. In the very end, that's what that leads to. That leads into Age of Ultron.
into Age of Ultron. Yep. And I remember watching it because I wasn't as much of like well versed in the superhero world, especially because there wasn't as much internet. And what was that? 2014. I think I
Yeah, something
just
like
got a
that.
phone, and it wasn't an iPhone. So point is, I couldn't look stuff up. So I was like, bro, who are these people? They look so cool. And then I would do some research on them. I'm like, damn, these kind of look cool, but like I still didn't know much about it. But I
Yeah,
was
because one, they're mutants, because they're
yeah,
considered mutants on actual comics because they're they're from that type of comic books, but they got introduced to us a world where there's no mutants yet. So at the beginning, it's like why they're doing all this, but it paid off. There's mutants among us now, um, but we don't know how many and who are they yet.
they're everywhere,
They're
supposedly.
everywhere. Yeah, according to She-Hulk, they're everywhere.
So my number one, if you haven't already guessed it by process of elimination, Age of Ultron is just good. It's overhated, and if you need to rewatch it again, if you're overhating it, because it's a good movie. Yes, we got blue balled because we didn't. The trailer showed something that I don't know. Some people wanted something what they didn't get, but what they got was still good. It just wasn't what people expected.
Yeah,
Ultron, like we were talking about before, top tier villain who, man, if we get him again, it's going to be
yeah,
even better, even more payoff. Because then you're like, damn, we know we see him again. And then it's just like the continuity. Uh, we see the beginnings of the Scarlet Witch, who is a god level freaking mutant, OP. She just and so she just does good. We see Pietro for not too long because he dies, but we still see him. And then we want to see him again in WandaVision. Anyways, we see Pietro. So saving Hawkeye's life. And that was cool. Avengers, we still saw a good Hulk in this movie.
bro. I forgot about the Hulk battle with Iron Man. We got to see the Hulk Buster for the
We
first time in this
saw we
movie.
saw Hulk just go crazy Hulk,
Rampage.
bro. You want we saw Hulk Buster. I mean, come on. This is a good movie. Like we were talking about with the Mjolnir. I mean, come on. It's so good. Hawkeye's family, whom we see again in Infinity War. What else? What else we got? I'm trying to like play the movie through to the
We
scenes.
see when
Tease
one
of Infinity War and Endgame with Thor's vision of
yeah
all the Infinity Stones and stuff. Or maybe that was Iron Man's. Iron Man's vision
no
too, because he saw everyone dead.
no,
So
you're right because that's the movie. That's because after that he goes to the lab and he goes lightning bolt on Vision and then
yeah.
brings him back alive. Yeah,
But
that's
in
when
Iron
yeah
Man's vision too, he sees everyone dead. So
yeah
we saw a bunch of teases of this, and it was just good. It's just a good movie.
It is a good movie. It's a good movie. And people do hate it. People do hate it a lot. Out of the 4 Avengers is
The most hated.
it's the most hated. It's the beneath one, but it's not the worst movie in the whole slate for MCU. Is a good movie.
It's a
It
good
made
movie.
money.
It did. It made a lot of money.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah, that's my number one.
That's your number one. And the true number one, the best movie of the whole phase, and there's no arguing about it. The best group ever, the best family ever. If you disagree, you can suck Daniel's toes because Guardians of the Galaxy is the best movie ever on the whole MCU. Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Groot, Rocket, Nebula. We got introduced to Thanos to actually talking for the first time, like actual dialogue for the first time in ever.
You're right.
We got to see
We
more
saw
of the
legit
Infinity
Thanos.
Stones. Exactly. We got to see more of the Infinity Stones from this movie. We got to see more of the Collector in this movie. We got to see all the collections that he has. We got to see the dog. We got to see the duck. We got to see.
Yep.
We got to see what else? What else we got to see? We got to see Sandar. We got to see Stan Lee in space for the first time. Like
certainly in space, bro. That cameo was nuts.
We got to see a lot of stuff on this movie that was not done previously before. Like this was a Star Wars movie comedy version of it, if you think about it, because it's like a bunch of aliens and then one human. Like Yondu was awesome in this movie too. Like
yeah, we got Yondu.
Lizzo, like James Gunn killed it, and then he killed it again with the second one. The soundtrack, I still love the first song. Bam, 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 bam. Hey, what?
Such a good song.
Yeah, I probably said that song wrong, but whatever. You know what I mean. I'm not a musician. Don't at me. But it is. I still rewatch it just for the music, because music's top tier. Rocket and Groot, their relationship, like brothers, like when he sacrificed his life in the end, was heartbreaking. Literally the first time we ever see a tree walking and talking. And by the end of the movie, him sacrificing himself, it hurt. It hurt so much.
Felt bad for a tree.
A talking tree that said only one word. Groot.
Oh, 3 words. I am Groot.
Oh yeah. I am Groot. And then later says we are Groot.
We are Groot.
Vin Diesel, bro. Vin Diesel just killed it. I think that's his only good role of his career. I don't like the Fast and Furious movies, but
bro, Rocket. I'm gonna just say this: Rocket is a top 5 MCU character to ever exist. This man, every time I see this man on the screen, I just need to replay because he's funny. He's just such a good character. I think I've laughed more at his scenes than any other character scenes in the entire MCU. This man is just funny as heck. And I will protect him at all costs. James Gunn, if you kill him off in the 3rd movie, I will off myself.
I don't want him to die. I'd rather Drax, Peter Quill, Gamora.
Oh my god, I'm not ready for Rocket to die.
If Rocket dies, like, I guess this is it. I guess DC is gonna be boycotted because no one's gonna ever watch anything from James Gunn after this.
I can't see Rocket die.
But yeah, so that's our list from 6 to 1. Again, I'm gonna just give my 6, and then you go with your 6.
Wait. I gotta pull up my 6 again because I lost it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna just go on my 6. And
okay, I got mine. So just
okay. All right. So this is our phase 2 ranking, going from 6 to 1, from worst to best. All right, I go Thor, Dark World, Iron Man 3, Ant-Man, Age of Ultron. That's so sad to say. Captain America, and Guardians of the Galaxy.
And my 6, once again, we have Thor: The Dark World is 6, bad movie. Iron Man 3, Ant-Man is number 4. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get canceled. Winter Soldier is number 3. Guardians is number 2, and Avengers: Age of Ultron is number 1.
Yeah, so if you do agree with either of our lists,
Which
let us
no
know.
one's gonna agree with us.
Yeah, if you disagree with our list, always
Yeah, tell us
list,
what your ranking is. Tell us what your 1 through 6 is.
and then we can talk about it, and then we can go from there. But yeah, so this weekend, the Super Bowl weekend, it's a
Oh
big
yeah,
weekend for a
it's a
lot of
big
trailers.
weekend.
A lot of trailers are coming for us.
We're getting, well, just in general, lots of trailers. But
A lot of
MCU
trailers.
wise, we're getting another Ant-Man one, most likely. We're
Yeah,
getting Guardians,
I'm getting
because
Guardians.
Guardians coming soon. There's
Yep.
a possibility of the Marvels, a trailer
Yep.
coming up. Am I missing another one?
I think that's it for Marvel, but DC is
Oh,
getting
DC too.
Flash.
The Flash. That's gonna be a
I'm
big one.
excited. I'm excited to see anything from the Flash. Like, what the hell's going on with that movie? Like,
How about anything from DC? When is the last trailer that they released for any project that's coming up? Like
Black
superhero
Adam.
project.
Black Adam.
Bro, that was in October. We're in February. You're telling me there hasn't been a DC trailer since November, December,
Shazam.
April,
Shazam.
2
Shazam. Shazam.
months. Okay, Shazam just came out. But that was still in February. That just came
Yeah.
out. So for 4 months, you didn't have a single trailer. That's crazy to me, but whatever. So yeah, are we getting another Shazam trailer? Probably not, because it literally just came out. The trailer just came out, but we're getting a ton. So I'm really ready to see the Flash. I know we got kind of like a little bit of a trailer way back when, but
Yeah.
James Gunn's hyping this up, saying it's the best movie he's ever seen. The people who went to the screenings, the test screenings, saying like this movie's unbelievable, even surrounding the Ezra Miller stuff. So what is going to be in this movie? I have no idea, but I need to see some. I need to see some stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I got all the trailers here. They're gonna show up. Okay. Fast and Furious, whatever. Little Mermaid, whatever. The Flash movie. Scream 6, whatever. Transformers is coming. Ant-Man and the Quantum is confirmed. So we're getting another
Oh, yeah,
trailer before
another
the week
Ant-Man
comes out.
trailer.
John Wick 4. I can't wait for John Wick. I just watched the trilogy like recently. I cannot wait. Super Mario Bros. Another trailer for that.
I want
I'm
to see
not.
another Super Mario Bros. Trailer.
I want to see more voices there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Dungeon and Dragons. I never played the game, so I don't know. And something called the Elementals. Oh yeah, that's the little
That's a
fire.
little Pixar's. That's a Pixar
yeah.
movie. Yeah.
I don't see anything from the Marvels yet, but who knows? Maybe
Who
this
knows?
website.
We might see it. That's gonna be in the summer, so we still don't even have a teaser. So it could be a teaser.
Yeah.
That's just not like a legit trailer. It could just be a teaser, especially because you still have Guardians ahead of it. And some. Do we have possibly Would the Secret Invasion have a trailer on there?
No, it's not there. I didn't see
Okay.
it.
Well, I'm pretty sure Secret Invasion is going to be before the Marvels comes out, because I'm pretty sure that's this spring.
Yeah. So the timeline is Ant-Man goes first. There's TV shows in between.
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion is one of them.
I think that's the only one.
I can't wait for that show. That show is
it's gonna be a good one.
It looks good. Yeah. And then the Marvels is later on in the year. Let's see what else. I think that's it.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. Stay tuned for that. And the world premiere of Ant-Man Quantumania just came out. If you don't know what to watch, look at any of our socials, YouTube as well, and you can know what to watch before watching Ant-Man 3. And just stay aware of spoilers, but
Yeah.
I will say this: the reviews for Ant-Man: Quantumania were very, very good. A lot of people loved it. They said it's very sci-fi like, and Ant-Man: Quantumania is basically like the MCU version of Star Wars. Not that it's like a good or bad type of thing, but just because of the sci-fi and like all the characters that are in there, it kind of gives you like a Star Wars feel. So it's gonna be good. A lot of people were saying this is a Kang movie. You see lots and lots of Kang. If you're ready for more Kang after this movie. There's 2 post-credit scenes that are very good, supposedly. I don't know what they are, but they said they're good. So hopefully we don't get any crappy post-credit scenes like we've had in at some points. So
Yeah. Um,
just stay tuned
well,
for that.
I heard in a recent interview with Paul Rudd and the cast that there's apparently there's cameos on this movie. I don't
Yeah,
know
he
who
did say that there's some good cameos.
I don't know who else is gonna be part of the movie. We got to see Bill Murray already on the trailer.
Darren Cross as
Darren
a
Cross.
theory.
But if there's other characters other than those the people that we're gonna see already, who do you think will show up? I know we talked about this already that the Fantastic Four may show up as before they become the Fantastic Four, but other than that, who else? Because he said it like really confident
Yeah.
that the people who are gonna show up they're gonna be like wow, like who do you think is gonna show up? There's a wow
I don't think it's
moment.
gonna be Fantastic Four anymore, just because even though they didn't spoil any of the reviews, none of it was like, stay tuned for that post-credit scene. They just said that they were very good. So
Yeah,
I feel like if it was Fantastic Four, people would have gone like really nuts and said like, yo, that post-credit scene though, be ready. Oh my gosh, who could possibly be there? Maybe Captain America. Um, he did have contact with him in Civil War, and we saw Ant-Man and Sam Wilson in the first Ant-Man movie. They fought, so maybe there's I mean that's twice, that's 2 movies already where they've had some sort of connection. So maybe Sam Wilson pops up at some point. And a post-credit
maybe.
scene, maybe. New World Order is phase 5, right? It is phase 5.
Yeah, Phase 5.
It is phase 5. So maybe we do see Captain America.
I don't know. I think other than those people that could show up, I think Loki may show up because they're going to the quantum realm, and
Yeah.
the TVA may be down there as well because it works in a different time than
And Loki season
our
2 is coming out.
yeah. So maybe he shows up, even Owen Wilson or the his love interest,
The girl, yeah.
the main chick, yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of them show up, but I don't know. Like he the way that he said, he was like so confident that he made it seem like someone would show
Yeah.
up. But last time that someone said there's a possibly another Luke Skywalker cameo on their show was Paul Bettany on Vision, and you know who was the cameo himself, but in white. So
Oh my gosh, what if it's just another Paul Rudd?
you
Oh
know,
my
because
gosh.
we already signed on Paul Rudd on the movie because there's a scene on the trailers that he just
I
like
guess that's
separates.
true.
Yeah. But yeah, you can never trust the actors no more.
Don't trust the actors, yeah. You don't know what's
Yeah,
gonna happen.
yeah.
But that's our
We'll have to
show.
wait.
So lots of stuff coming up. Be ready. Ant-Man is next week, so we won't have our phase 3 episode next week. We will have our spoiler reaction review to
Wait, no,
Ant-Man.
no, no. We will actually have Phase 3 because we do release our episodes on Wednesday and nobody doesn't come out until Thursday. So,
You're right. We will have our phase 3 and our bonus episode.
and
So,
a bonus episode.
of
Maybe we'll have guests, maybe not. So let us know who wants to be part of it.
yeah, we might have some guests. Be ready for that. Anyways, you can find me at Danny42, 3 N's, 2 is taken on Instagram. Let me know who you are so I don't think you're weird. If not, go to this guy.
Yeah, Messi.17 underscore. Follow me. Let us know you're from here so we can follow you back. If not, you don't want to follow us individually. You can always follow us on Unqualified Heroes and multiple platforms that we have. We have Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and not Snapchat. No Snapchat.
Now
We don't have
Snapchat.
Snapchat.
So
Um,
that's our
but yeah.
show. I hope you enjoy Unqualified Heroes.
Bow, 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 bow.